from Detroit as the England-Germany U.S. Cup finale at the Pontiac Silverdome makes history. He'll also talk with one of the country's busiest and most enthusiastic soccer writers, Los Angeles area journalist Scott French. Also, we'll have our Player of the Week, our Goal of the Week, so it should be an exciting show. Glad you could join us. We will get underway this week in Pro Soccer featuring the APSL week number 8 right after this.
Some kids needed a playground, and they were gonna get it.
When helping out means washing up, you can work up a hunger for a Snickers bar. Packed with fresh roasted peanuts, thick milk chocolate, and caramel, Snickers satisfies the hunger inside you. It's a beautiful day.
Right, Charlie?
Notice these prescription spectacle lenses. Indoors, they're a pleasing blush tint. Outdoors, they darken to screen out uncomfy glare and odious UV. Indoors, back to blush, and so on. They're called Transitions Comfort Lenses, and they're made of lightweight plastic, which permits the delightful pun, light makes them dark, plastic makes them light. New Transitions Comfort Lenses.
Transitions Comfort Lenses, proud sponsor of the World Series of Soccer.
Another day begins in Europe. And as it does, American Airlines will touch down in 13 European cities in 9 different countries. So whether it's business or pleasure that brings you to Europe, fly the airline that can have you there as early as tomorrow morning. American Airlines, something special to Europe.
Welcome back to This Week in Pro Soccer featuring the APSL as we now move to the mile-high region of suburban Denver, Colorado for our first APSL match of the week. Last week, the defending champion Colorado Foxes made their debut at Varsity Stadium against the Blizzard of Toronto. This week, it was the Blizzard's turn to make their first ever appearance at Colorado's Inglewood Stadium.
Foxes will send it back out, and fellas, we will see right away whether the Toronto Blizzard will set back and try to play defensively here in the first 10 minutes as they talked about, or whether they will surprise us and be a little more aggressive.
Jim, Coach Kozak talked about just playing with 3 defenders and just kind of waiting it out to see what the Foxes are going to do. He's very happy with the style that they played in Toronto when they went to the shootout and lost there. He just felt that they've been a bit unlucky. Offensively, they have just not been able to score.
Take a look at the officials for tonight's game. Majid J, the head referee and the guy that will be making all the calls, and very quickly now Jim St. Andre will punt it out of there and work it into the Toronto end of the field.
Jim, when you look at Toronto playing 3 defenders, the fact is that the Foxes only have got 2 forwards up there, so it really won't be that difficult for Toronto to capitalize on anything that the Foxes throw at them.
Nigel Sparks trying to work around Mark Santel, but Santel with just too much speed, and now it'll be a throw-in for the Foxes.
You know, it's interesting to see Martinez come in and play defensively. Homegrown player from Ponderosa High School, they went on to play at Clemson, and they want his size back there, and that's one of the reasons they've inserted him into the starting lineup.
Well, they made some adjustments because they thought they were going to sit Tom Sohn because he has had the 3 yellow cards. They don't want him to get a 4th and miss Friday's game at Vancouver. But Sohn is in there, and so is Martinez, having just signed earlier in the week. Tyfor Diani trying to work around the defensive pressure across the way by Carl Fletcher. Goal kick now for the Blizzard, and Paolo Ciccarelli.
Ciccarelli, love that name.
From Toronto, here's Rundvedt. 12-time indoor all-star is Kim Rundved, 33 years of age, a legend in Copenhagen.
And one very excited player when they won the World Cup.
Here's the red card, and it's on Rundved. And now Rundved and Llanero pushing at each other, as down on the ground is Frank Lofranco.
Did he get a red card or a yellow?
It was a red, I believe. Let's take a look at it again if we get a chance.
Just off the ball stuff, you know. These are mental mistakes.
Oh, now that's a real acting job there.
Oh, it is. There's no question about it.
Lofranco should get an Emmy.
I mean, he was pushed on the chest and he went to the head.
He should get an Emmy.
He really should.
This is bogus. I don't think there's any way that he has a head injury. If we can look at that again, there's no way. That's a great acting job. Let's take a look at it again.
Watch his hands on the chest.
And then he covers his eye up. Jeez, I tell you.
You know, offensively, what the Foxes are doing is Tyfor is the only real striker they have up front. So they're playing with one striker, and then everybody else is at the midfield, and three or four at the midfield.
And using that player as a target man that the midfield will look to get the ball through, and he'll lay it back into the midfield. We're also making those runs, those overlapping runs out to the wing.
Tommy Sohn.
Beautiful ball.
Pushes it ahead to Brian Haynes. Haynes trying to get past Nigel Sparks. Goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Foxes across the way. Just underway in the second half. We are scoreless. Haynes into Sohn. Pushes it ahead to Ashton. Ashton looking for some room. Tries to give and go with Diani. Diani stops.
Oh.
Works it ahead to Benedetti. Nice pass. Benedetti tries the cross. And a
What
goal!
a play!
Scott Benedetti
Oh,
with
my.
the goal.
Beautiful setup, though, by Tyfor Diani, and then Benedetti
Finesse,
having the
absolute
ability.
finesse.
Beautiful play. I tell you, that hairdo, gentlemen, is going to be out on the streets next week.
Hey, Scott Benedetti now, for the second time that we have seen him, has been the spark that this team needed. He got him going against the Salsa. Take a look at this play.
Nice play, though, on the setup there. And that's just a finesse shot. You're right, Michael.
With
What
that,
a shot by Benedetti.
with that red card, justice has kind of been served right now because, you know, we talked about that it usually will favor the team that's got the less players on. Tactically, you have to change. The other teams have the numerical advantage, but it comes down to the mental aspect.
That's Benedetti's third goal.
And when you have a player of the skill of Tyfor Diani, you can play a man down and still be the aggressive team.
It's just a brilliant play. And, you know, the Foxes, I think, have been good at that all year, though. They've been able to get that one or two goals that they need, and then defensively they're just so strong that it's really hard to penetrate and, you know, get a good shot on goal. We have not really seen a great shot on goal yet by Toronto.
But now they've got to come forward. It's not as even if they can play for time.
That's right.
They've got to come out, and as we looked at in the first and mentioned in the first half, the gaps are going to open, and that's where the Foxes can capitalize it, in the midfield.
Toronto had that one decent shot in the first half that St. Andre had to make a nice stop on. But other than that, you're absolutely right. Here's Ashton trying to work with Centel. Can't do it. Then he makes the hard tackle on Llanero. Blizzard keeps it, but Ashton will knock it out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in. Take a look at this tackle by Chad Ashton.
Chad came in hard. Clean tackle.
No question about it.
Got the ball.
He dumped Llanero, but no question he had all ball.
Chad Ashton, another homegrown player from the North Glen area here in Denver.
Random High School graduate is Chad Ashton. Went to North Carolina University.
Played for the Denver Thunder in the MPSL. Did a great job.
Santel ahead to Diani, who has been sensational again. Here's Tyfor, breaking between defenders. Tyfor keeping control of the ball. Works it ahead to Santel. Santel now with an opportunity. Gets it back to Benedetti. To Diani. Shot. Oh! Oh, my!
Oh, my!
Tyfor Diani.
You know, it's hard to believe that he is 20 years old. He plays with such experience and maturity, just the way he carried the ball. An incredible player. the APSL Rookie and MVP of the Year last year. What a play.
And he got that one going all by himself, then got help from Santel and Benedetti, and look at this goal. Oh, snuck it in the corner, 2-0 Colorado. Nice move by Gianni as he tried to go around the defense of Fletcher, but it got the ball a little too far, and Sarantopoulos broke it up. You know, I was out at the Foxes practice on Thursday, and they do a lot of things that are very interesting. That day they were playing 2-touch and 3-touch just to keep their quickness and get rid of the ball and quickly get it ahead or move it to the open man, and they do it brilliantly.
Well, it's good to see that Dave Durr's been reading my book.
Well, we had the maestro on the screen right there, Dave Durr, and, you know, credit given to where it's due. And based on the way the Foxes are playing, Jim, the 2-touch, 3-touch is working. Every Thursday, it may be 2-touch, 3-touch day.
You know, what's amazing at the youth level, a lot of teams won't play the, you know, the 2-touch, and they're scared to death of the 1-touch because they say, well, the players can't do it. But you've got to do it. You know, practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes permanent. If you're doing the wrong thing, you'll be really good at doing the wrong thing.
You know, also talking about the 2-touch and the 3-touch, you know, now one of the things very popular here in Colorado anyway is the 3-on-3 soccer tournaments where the kids have a lot of opportunity to touch the ball and to play.
Exactly. I mean, time and space work together so well. And, you know, if you've got space, you've got time. And in 3-on-3, your skills, the foot skills have really got to be there.
You know, and right now the Toronto Blizzard will have a very difficult time with the Foxes playing keep away from them. I mean, they're just going to run the clock now. They're content.
Not even a snowstorm or a blizzard can help them.
That's right.
It'd have to be something really unusual, especially with the best goalkeeper in the league right there, Jimmy St. Andre, 0.77. Let's take a look at the goalkeeping standings, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Look at that, 0.77 a game. And look out, here come the Foxes. Ty Fordiani onside, and he just dodges it ahead.
Oh, yes!
Goal.
Oh, yes!
Gianni the assist again to Ted Eck, and it's 3-0 Colorado.
I told you Eck was a forward.
You know, the thing that's going to be just so discouraging for Toronto is they're playing against a team with a player down.
Yeah.
I mean, and you get 3 goals scored on you. I mean, that has to be discouraging.
Well, I think if Dave Durr is really smart now, what he should do is pull another player on purpose, play with 9 players, and then maybe get another 3 or 4. Because Toronto have not figured this out.
No, they haven't. It's going to be a new strategy in the Foxes playbook. We'll pull a player and play a man down because we're so effective that the other team can't figure out what to do.
And even Dave can figure that one out.
But the Foxes don't need any more goals except for personal reasons because they've maxed out in points.
That's right.
Off of tonight's game. They'll get 6 points for the win, an additional 3 points for each goal. And maybe we can take a look at the standings right here to see what that will do for the Foxes. It will tie them for first place with Vancouver, as they will go to 8-1, and they will get the 9 points to get 59 points.
And then, as it should be, the breaker will be Vancouver and Colorado. They
Next
meet
Friday.
this week, so you couldn't ask for a better setting for first place.
And again, a reminder that the Foxes come back home next Sunday to face the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Stone goes down. Look out, a breakaway opportunity and a shot in the goal for the Blizzard from Frank LaFranco after Sohn hurt himself, went down hard. That does not look good.
No, it doesn't.
Poked out by Haynes, throw in for the Blizzard. And that'll do it. The game is over as the Colorado Foxes pick up their 8th win of the season against just 1 loss with the 3-1 win over the Toronto Blizzard.
We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll take you to Tampa Stadium where the Rowdies try to avenge an early season defeat at the hands of the expansion Montreal Impact. Don't go away.
The future of sports television is about to dramatically change. A revolution is going to take place, and a new voice will be heard. That new voice is New Sport, an alternative 24-hour sports news and information service. New Sport delivers more than just scores and highlights. New Sport takes you to the games. It goes behind the scenes and gives you the chance to speak out. New Sport, your alternative source, is coming this fall to cable TV.
As a Youth for Understanding International Exchange student, you'll live with the family, go to school, learn a language, and get ready for the world.
Living with the family was really nice. I really enjoyed it. I felt like a part of the family because they treated me so well.
I was thinking away, and then suddenly I was like, oh, wait, how do you say that word? And I realized, oh my God, I'm thinking in French.
Get ready for the world. Call 1. Find out more about spending the year, summer, or semester in a YFU high school program abroad.
I'm going back.
Hi, if you're looking for some great music to liven up your next party, then you'll want the Ultimate Party album.
Yeah, it's a new 4-record collection that has 40 of the greatest party songs ever.
I love the nightlife. I've got to forget. If I can't have you, I don't want nobody, baby. Do it right, taking me through the night. Shadow dancing, hot child in the city.
When the lights go down in the California town, I solve my problems and I see the light.
4 records or 2 cassette tapes, only $19.95.
2 compact discs, just $24.95. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-238-3100 or save COD fees by sending $19.95 for records or cassettes or $24.95 for compact discs plus $4.35 shipping and handling to the address on your screen.
Welcome back to Tampa, Florida for our second featured APSL Game of the Week. Last month, the Montreal Impact had their finest offensive showing of the young season, scoring 4 goals against the Tampa Bay Rowdies. That match took place at Montreal's Robillard Stadium. Now, 3 weeks later, the two teams met again, this time at Tampa Stadium.
It's going to be interesting to see how the Rowdies weather this storm as far as the sale of the club and everything is concerned, but I got a feeling that they're going to come to play tonight.
I think so, Jim. I think they have a lot to prove. They have a lot to prove to their fans that they're worth the effort to keep them here. I think they have a lot to prove that the game last week against Fort Lauderdale was a fluke, that they are much better than giving up 5 goals like they did. And I think that we're going to see a different team out there tonight.
And quickly, the second foul in the match early on here. This one goes against Steve Tritchew of the Rowdies, so a free kick coming up for the Impact, about 28 yards from goal, just to the right of center. The Rowdies have had some problems with set pieces. Bill Andracki trying to set the wall here, and it's been a nightmare so far, really, as far as set pieces for the Rowdies this season.
Well, they've given up 4 goals in the last 2 games on set pieces, so I'm sure Coach Ken Fogarty spent a lot of time this week at training with him. We'll see what happens.
Shot is taken, and Andracki will make the save for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. And some of the fans on hand here tonight at Tampa Stadium as the Rowdies get back to full strength now, as Jimmy McGill has been allowed to return to the field. And boy, Rui, he wasn't out but a couple minutes. They took advantage of that and ran the ball down his side a few times.
Three quick long balls down that side of the field when they knew he was off the field. They took advantage of it, and it's a well-coached team.
Impact once again trying to build up. The Rowdies have had only 1 thrust so far here in the early going. We are 8 minutes into the match. It is scoreless here. And I'm not going to sit here tonight and say what I did a week ago, Rui, about, this is not going to be another 8-goal game like we thought the Strikers game wouldn't be. The Impact has already beaten the Rowdies once this season, knocked them off 4-2 in Montreal back on May 21st, and did it by scoring all 4 goals in the second half. Good run there by Dasovic. Trying to come through as Barker gets around Tritchew. Shot save, Andracki. Second shot, Needham, goal, Montreal. Grant Needham gets the goal for the Impact. And Montreal takes the 1-0 lead here in the early going. Andracki was able to save one of them, Rui. He just couldn't get them both.
That's right. Barker did a great job getting, I think he got behind Tritchew on that. The ball was played out to him, touched it around him, got the shot. Andracki did well to knock away the first shot, but Needham, here's the replay. There's Barker around Tritchew. Andracki with the save.
Game clock down to 4:30 to go. Time slowly beginning to run out on the Rowdies here in the second half. Harrington just goal kicks it away. Vanderbeck. Brad Smith. Devos knocks him over. No foul because Maurice controls for the Rowdies. Reisner from Vaudreuil and back to Vanderbeck. to Ravendal. Back to Vanderbeck, right side. Smith shows. Devo's on him. Devo's trying to hold him off. Smith still with it in the box. Touch and line. Ball over. Great ball. Tritchu can't run it down far post, just a little bit over his head. But Reisner gets it, and now back to Steve. Tritchu sends it in. Donegan header. Ball loose. Box still loose. Kicked out. Dougherty goal. Tampa Bay.
Unbelievable. It's amazing that the way the Rowdies have been playing, they've been playing some great soccer, and they score a goal basically after it was touched by about 6 players inside the penalty area. But it started off with some great crosses and some great touches, and Harrington slipped up.
So Paul Dougherty with the goal, and watch the sequence of events. The great header by Donegan, still loose, and look at Dougherty up. Wow, what a shot. Nicola Zanoni up first for the Impact in the shootout, and we are almost set to go. The flag is up, as you can see right there, and now we have a stoppage of play here for some reason. This is the second shootout of the season for the Impact. They lost in Los Angeles. The Rowdies have not had one until now. First shot coming up, Zanone. Andracki the save.
Great job by Andracki. He quickly came off his line. He covered 6 yards in about 2 steps. Zanone pushed the ball in front of him, didn't really know what to do because didn't know what Andracki was doing. Andracki stutter stepped, then committed full force and knocked it away. A great foot save.
Pierre Maurice first up for the Rowdies. Pat Harrington in goal for Montreal. Maurice can give the Rowdies a 1-0 lead. Flags down. Here's Maurice. Left side. Shot. Goal.
Very well done by Maurice. Calmly, he started the ball to the right of the goal, pushed it across the middle of the field, left-footed, just sliced it under Harrington into the right corner. Very well placed.
1-0 the Rowdies after 1 round of the shootout. Zanoni missed, and Maurice knocked it down. Nick Dasovic next up for Montreal, and he'll line it up on the other side of the 35. Another rule here, you can line it up wherever you want as long as you're 35 yards away. Here comes Dasovic, Andracki out. Shot, goal, Montreal.
Dasovic, almost the same thing as Maurice did, but from the other side. Started off to the left of the goal, carried it into the middle, pulled Andracki away from that side of the goal, and just cut it back. Nice, easy slice ball right into the corner of the goal.
Perry Vanderbeck next up for the Rowdies, and he can give his team the lead after 2 rounds. We are tied at 1, but keep in mind Montreal has had 2 shots. Vanderbeck will put it exactly where Dasovic had it. Here comes Perry. Harrington out. Shot, goal!
Vanderbeck played the ball early, paid it quickly in front of him, ran onto it. He made Harrington commit, and then just placed the ball into the corner. So far, all the goals have been placed nicely into the corners.
Pierre Richard Thomas coming up now for Montreal. It is 2-1 Rowdies after 2 rounds. Thomas, here he comes. Andracki out. Shot, goal, Montreal.
Thomas almost identical to Vanderbeck, except as the other side. A quick first touch, pushed the ball closer towards the penalty area. Andracki had to come out and commit. Once he did that, Thomas just looked for a spot and placed it.
Kevin Sloan next up for Tampa Bay. All the players are at the half line. Only the players who were in the game at the end are eligible. Here's Sloan, match tied at 2. Kevin forward, shot just wide to the left. And after 3 rounds, Rui, we're even at 2.
That's right. Kevin pushed the ball way out in front, tried to pull Harrington, make him commit one way to the other. He looked, he tried placing it just inside the left post and hit it wide.
So we head to the 4th round. This is Lloyd Barker coming up now for the Impact. All tied at 2. Round 4. Remember, it goes 5, and if we're still tied, we keep going. Here's Barker. Ball loose, and I think he was late. I think he was late, but let's check it out. The flag is up. The ball went in the goal, and let's see what the call is going to be. They have not made a decision. The flag definitely went up. I think they're going to give him the goal.
Oh my, that flag was up before he placed the ball.
So it's 3-2. Donegan up now for the Rowdies in the 4th round. He needs to score to tie it. Here we go. Save. Harrington, 3-2. Montreal through 4 rounds. And the Impact can win it right here. And it looks like Patrice Ferry is going to take it. If he hits it, it's over. If he doesn't, the Rowdies' 5th shooter, and I'm sure that's well, I'm not sure, but I think it's going to be Paul Dougherty, will get a shot. Ferry, the team captain for Montreal. And really, I think the Rowdies have been wronged here. They'll go back and look at that one and see, no question, the flag went up before Barker scored.
Right, and Drake made Barker commit to push the ball to the side. Once he did that, the flag went up before Barker got the shot off.
The match is on the line right here. Here comes Ferry. Andrecki out. Ferry, shot, save.
Great job by Andrecki. Andrecki, for the first 4 attempts, came quickly off his line, quickly to the top of the box. This time he did the exact opposite. He took 1 and 2 easy steps and then forced the player to shoot it where he wanted him to go with it.
It looks like Tommy Reisner is going to be the 5th guy for the Rowdies. Tommy Reisner needs to keep it going right here. It is 3-2 in favor of Montreal. If Reisner hits it, we go to a 6th round. Reisner, keep in mind, a left footer. Flags down, you watch with us. Save, Montreal wins.
Reisner just looking to place the ball in the corner. Harrington had it covered.
So the Montreal Impact have won the match 2-1 in the shootout and will get 5 points for the victory. The Rowdies will get 3 for the loss, and the Rowdies will still move into 4th place in the APSL.
We're going to take a brief timeout, and when we come back, more highlights from the APSL. Stay with us.
Always Coca-Cola.
When spills are at their worst, Bounty's at its best. It's the quicker, thicker picker-upper. Bounty is quicker and thicker than any other national 2-ply paper towel. When spills are at their worst, Bounty's at its best.
The quicker, thicker, picker-upper. Bounty.
Hello?
Hello, it's Candace Bergen with a question for you.
Yes?
You've got AT&T's 800 service?
Always have, always will.
Well, did you know that only Sprint offers a 90-day money-back guarantee if you're not satisfied?
AT&T sure doesn't do that.
And those are the guys you want to stay with?
Well, whatever gave you that idea?
You couldn't get enough of it. You ate Nintendo. You drank Nintendo. You slept Nintendo. Now Toys R Us has 2 hot games for Super Nintendo. Capcom's Street Fighter 2 and Nintendo's Mario Paint, where you can draw, paint, and even compose music. Check them out at Toys R Us, the biggest video game store in the world. So now you can breathe Nintendo, love Nintendo, be Nintendo at Toys R Us.
Welcome back to This Week in Pro Soccer featuring the APSL as we begin our Umbro League wrap-up. Let's go to Swangard Stadium in Vancouver where the first-place 86ers hosted the Toronto Blizzard in a battle of Canadian APSL rivals. When it was over, Vancouver's early goal turned out to be the only score of the contest as the 86ers posted their 7th win of the season, 1-0 over the visiting Toronto Blizzard. Let's move on to South Florida, where the Fort Lauderdale Strikers hosted the Montreal Impact at Lockhart Stadium. Early in this match, Montreal generates the first goal of the game on the free kick. Patrice Ferry's kick hits the crossbar. Striker goalkeeper Jorge Valenzuela can't control it, and Nick Dasovich of Montreal is there for the rebound and the score. And the visiting Impact take a 1-0 lead just 2 minutes into the match. Another angle shows how close Ferry came on his kick, and also the follow-up of Dasovich as Fort Lauderdale falls behind early. Moments later, the Strikers with their own chance off the free kick. Marcelo Carrera crosses to Ivan McKinley, who brings the ball down with his head and feeds Alvin James, whose shot is saved by Montreal keeper Pat Harrington. Both coaches, Fort Lauderdale's Thomas Rongan and Montreal's Eddie Fermani, hoping to bring their respective teams up in the league standings. Fort Lauderdale manages to get on the scoreboard following another of its free kicks. Carrera again. This time he sends it to teammate Zico Doe, who shoots. Alvin James gets a rebound, and in a bit of a goal front scrambling, he manages to put the ball in to tie this match at 1. James's 4th goal of the season ties him with teammate Zico Doe in scoring, current leaders of the Fort Lauderdale offense. The Strikers' game-time performance brought enthusiastic support from the crowd that gathered at Lockhart Stadium for this APSL matchup. The first woman linesman this season, Lisa Tassi, making her mark known in the APSL. Moments later, Fort Lauderdale on the attack again. This time, Alvin James's shot misses by inches, and we remain deadlocked at 1. Then as the clock continued to wind down, Strikers teammate Marcelo Carrera matched James's shot with another of his free kicks, this time hitting the crossbar. Fort Lauderdale's luck ran out the final minute of this match as Montreal's Lloyd Barker makes a run up the right side uncontested. He beats new striker goalkeeper Chris Antonopoulos with a low shot. It finds the far corner, and the visiting Impact take a 1-goal advantage, 2-1. Barker's goal, which capped a superb weekend performance by this Montreal forward, wound up giving the Impact the road victory at Fort Lauderdale. 2-1 is the final score. Now taking a look at the APSL Umbro standings after Week 8. Umbro is the official ball of the APSL. The Vancouver 86ers, despite their lone goal this past weekend, remain in first place, now tied with Charging Colorado. From there, the LA Salsa stands alone in third place with 32 points. The Salsa has played 3 less matches in both Vancouver and Colorado. Tampa Bay is right on the Salsa's heels with 31 points, followed by Fort Lauderdale, and then Toronto, and finally the Impact of Montreal. Now taking a look at our Umbro scoring leaders. Tampa Bay's Paul Doherty remains atop the pack, now boasting 5 goals and 6 assists for 16 points. The LA Salsa's Paul Wright is in second place with 13 points, followed by Tyfor Diani of Colorado, Dominic Mobilio of Vancouver, and Zico Doe of Fort Lauderdale. And our Umbro goalkeeper page, Colorado's Jim St. Andre continues to set the pace with the lowest goals against average in the entire league, .81. St. Andre's Colorado injured teammate Mark Dodd is in second place, followed by Vancouver's Paul Dolan, Montreal's Pat Harrington, and the LA Salsa's Ian Foyer. We're going to step aside for a moment, and when we return, we'll have an update on both the U.S. and Canadian national teams, and we'll talk with one of the pioneers of the weekly soccer column right after this.
The love of a child lives in the heart of each seeing eye dog. For generations, 4-H children and their families have raised seeing eye puppies during the pup's formative first year, giving affection, discipline, and worldly experience pups could never get in a kennel. These gifts of love are always returned, first to the children, and finally, to us.
For information about puppy raising, call the Seeing Eye.
Thanks, puppy raisers.
The future of sports television is about to dramatically change. A revolution is going to take place. A new voice will be heard. That new voice is New Sport. New Sport, your alternative source, is coming this fall to cable TV.
Babies and puppies are proven attention getters. That's why we're using them to draw your attention to the government's catalog. To get your free copy, send your name and address to Catalog, Pueblo, Colorado 81009.
Save thousands of dollars on gas and repair bills. Super Motor Molly is a revolutionary breakthrough product formerly sold only to fleets, now available to you for the very first time. This amazing engine treatment contains a natural mineral that, when suspended in oil, makes it 99% friction-free, coating and protecting the internal parts of your engine, saving you thousands of dollars on gas and repair bills over the life of your car. No other lubricant on the market today can stand up to the solid friction-fighting protection of Super Motor Molly with its guaranteed fuel savings and increased horsepower. Super Motor Molly was proven so fuel efficient that it won the distinguished United States Department of Energy Award in the state of Rhode Island.
I granted this award to Super Motor Molly because test results showed that it actually did save fuel and money.
Unleash your car's capability of reaching up to a 20% improvement in gas mileage guaranteed. Call the toll-free number on your screen now and let Super Motor Molly start saving you money on your gas and repair bills right now. Remember, this important call will save you thousands of dollars in gas and repair bills guaranteed.
Welcome back to This Week in Pro Soccer. This past weekend, soccer history was made in the final match of the U.S. Cup. When England and Germany battled at Pontiac's Silverdome, it was the first time a world-class soccer match had been played indoors on natural grass.
Underway. History being made today inside the dome at the Pontiac Silverdome. Germany in the white and black uniforms. England in red and white. Germany will start it out of the back. Number 3, Thomas Helmer, playing as a sweeper. Sending it long right side. On the gallop, Mateus, but it goes out. Not a lot of room on those sidelines, as you can see. The field, they tell us, is 70 yards wide, about 113 yards long.
But what a magnificent setting for soccer. The fans are so close to the field.
England taking over with Barnes. Trying to knock it ahead. Intercepted. Right back. Ziga, number 17 for the German side. Right back. And it's Effenberg who couldn't make the pass. Ince marking him. Back to Buchwald, who marked Maradona in the 1990 World Cup. With a flick from Klinsmann. Inside. Handball is what the English are saying. The play continues. Riedler taken away at the back by the speedy Earl Barrett, who will add some quickness to what is normally a slow back for England.
Well, we saw the England system as 3 backs, but they've got 2 players dropping back on the flanks, where effectively when they're under pressure like they were there, they have 5 defenders. Sinton will drop back on the right. On the left, it'll be Lee Sharp. So they are ready for this German attacking onslaught.
There's Platt.
And the insult to injury was the U.S. defeat in this tournament of England by the 2-0 scoreline.
Made headlines all over the world, just like it did in 1950. Barnes doing a lot of work in this first half of play, which still has about 21.5 minutes remaining in it. No score, Germany and England.
At practice yesterday, saw him with his shirt off. What a powerful build he has. Explosive, as we mentioned, as he nearly burst through the German defense moments ago.
Muller with a long pass. There's Effenberg with a long run out of the midfield. Klinsmann and Riedler are in the 18. Effenberg. Klinsmann couldn't get it. Riedler got a touch. Ziga. Mateus did well in handling that hospital pass. Struns. Riedler in the air, just missing Klinsmann.
Look at Riedler get up. He's only about 5'8", and he can out-jump people that are much taller than him.
England is offside.
Lee Sharp doesn't want to believe it, but believe it.
Germany at midfield. Mateus to Schultz. Klinsmann. Thought a handball on Platt, but the referee thought otherwise. David Platt. Klump going wide left. Mercer trying that side. Leading it. Platt's behind the net. What a great chance. David Platt can't believe it.
Platt showing what a danger he can be. He times his runs well, because this one, had he come in a half a second sooner, he would have been offsides, but instead he was not. The ball played through, streaking through his Platt. Mateus chasing him, and the ball just going barely over the bar. Platt would like to have this one back because he had no opposition other than the goalkeeper.
David Platt, who went from a World Cup sub in 1990 to a starter to a hero, all in one cup for England.
What a sensational goal he scored against Belgium.
Coming back the other way. Eppenberg with a shot, and he scores! Germany leads 1-0. Here's Mateus, still coming back from the knee ligament injury, so we've not seen Mateus the way we expect to see him, certainly.
But the respect is still there within his team. He's wearing the armband today, as is customary.
Still a very dangerous player, second only to Franz Beckenbauer in terms of caps, and he will very soon pass him. Schultz misplayed the head. A chance for England. Mercer with a good crack. Wilson! They're doing a great save.
Merson striking that one with full confidence. And he is a goal scorer in the English league. And he's used to these situations from well outside. And this ball has a tremendous dip on it. Ilgner making a fantastic save to keep it out.
From the corner, England with a right footer, an in-swinger, and there is Ilgner making that one easy. And quickly, the Germans come back, intended for Eppenberg, and he is toppled over by Sharp. Play continues. Now on the left side, England on the attack. We still have Eppenberg down for Germany, who lead it 1-0. Ince, right back, and give it go. He's free, the pass. World Cup game in 1990, scored a goal and was a dominating player in the second half of that match against Holland. Ince, after the foul.
But he's shooting again anyway.
His play has really picked up since game 1 of this tournament. Saving his best for last.
Perhaps it was the pressure of having the armband on, because he did serve as the captain the first 2 games in the absence of David Platt.
Ty, we talked before about England going from a back 3 now to maybe 4, but Klinsmann is still finding a lot of room here in the second half. So there's still a struggle on England's side. Handball, no, yes.
Everybody's going to struggle with a player of the caliber of Jurgen Klinsmann when he's on, and he looks to be enjoying himself and trying to create goal-scoring chances. So, but going back to the England team with 4 backs, it does allow a player in the center of the midfield like Ince to push forward a little bit more and not have to worry as much about his team being caught short at the back.
Schultz put down by Muller. Pontiac Silverdome is the place where history is being made today. They've all been talking about this natural grass surface, grown indoors and brought here from California. A year-long experiment. So far, it's working. Eppenberg all the way across on the left side. Lothar Matthäus now to Strunz. Got by 1, but not the rest. England right back with it. John Barnes coming right back upfield. Merson was waving at him in the right wing.
Great shielding of the ball by Barnes. He was under immediate pressure.
There's the man again, Klinsmann, and an opening right down the middle. Ziga inside. He's got help. First shot deflected off the post. Rebound. Klinsmann has scored. Germany.
If you're past Martin. Martin touches the ball, but it's off the post, and Klinsmann is all over the rebound to stash it away. But there's the dispossession of England, and Klinsmann's all over the loose ball and streaking through the young player. Ziege, only his third game ever for Germany, puts an incredible move on Des Walker, gets the ball off the post. Klinsmann finishes it.
Sinton in a space, gave it up though. Schultz was right there. Sinton is back for it. Great effort by Michael Schultz. He has not stopped working this whole match. Working just as hard now in the end. Ziege lost it on that far sideline, but then it was last deflected by England. Germany will have this throw in. Can't be much time remaining. Referee has already glanced at the watch. Schultz off a touch from Helmer. Now to the right side. Mateus lifting it towards Riedler. Again, the referee has glanced at the watch as the ball is deflected out of play. Closing seconds of U.S. Cup 93. It has not been an eventful one for that man, Graham Taylor, head coach of England. That's it. Germany are the champions of U.S. Cup 93.
Meanwhile, the U.S. women's national team won the first ever Ohio Women's International Extravaganza, scoring the game's only goal in the U.S.'s 1-0 victory over Italy. Then on Monday, the U.S. women's squad knocked off Canada on the natural grass surface inside the Pontiac Silverdome.
And now an update on the national teams of the U.S. and Canada. While the U.S. squad is kept busy in South America with the Copa America, the Canadian national team is focusing on Australia, the team Canada must beat to keep its World Cup hopes alive. Canada will first meet Australia in Edmonton July 31st and then complete the home and away series in Australia the weekend of August 14th. Canadian national team coach Bob Laraduzzi is optimistic about his team's chances against Australia.
We are in a great position to get through this two-game series as long as we continue to improve as we have done from the time, I guess, that I took the team over. So it's a challenge for us, but having played the number of games that we have played together, we're developing a consistency amongst the players, and I think they all realize and recognize that we have a wonderful opportunity. We're 4 games away from qualifying for a World Cup, which we may not get that close to again.
We're going to step aside, and when we return, a close-up look at one of soccer's leading journalists as This Week in Pro Soccer continues.
Another day begins in Europe, and as it does, American Airlines will touch down in 13 European cities in 9 different countries. So whether it's business or pleasure that brings you to Europe, fly the airline that can have you there as early as tomorrow morning. American Airlines, something special to Europe.
Hello?
Hello, it's Candace Bergen with a question for you.
Yes?
You've got AT&T's 800 service?
Always have, always will.
Well, did you know that only Sprint offers a 90-day money-back guarantee if you're not satisfied?
AT&T sure doesn't do that.
And those are the guys you want to stay with?
Well, whatever gave you that idea?
Impossible! How can you store 8 rolls of Charmin in that tiny space?
By squeezing, Chief.
You see, moms need more storage space.
So we're taking 8 rolls of Charmin and squeezing them.
Great idea! We'll call it Space Maker.
So you can store twice as much in about the same space, so you don't run out.
And it pops back out again.
Glad I thought of it.
Try new Charmin Space Maker.
Remember, if it's not squeezably soft, it's not Charmin.
If you can dream it, the Rebel can do it. Now, EOS Rebel from Canon has more power over time, space, and light to create images, not just snapshots.
Image is everything.
EOS Rebel and Rebel S from Canon, so advanced it's simple.
Welcome back to This Week in Pro Soccer. If you pick up a major newspaper across the country, more than likely you'll come across a weekly or monthly soccer column. With the World Cup approaching, these regular soccer reports have become commonplace. But that hasn't always been the case. Some years ago, when Scott French first began his in-depth soccer reports for the Long Beach Press-Telegram, David Bolton profiles this soccer journalist who has made an impact on the sport he loves.
Long Beach Press-Telegram soccer journalist Scott French finds himself sitting in the right place at the right time, 1 year before the World Cup arrives in the United States.
I'm in one of the best spots to be. It's to be a soccer writer in this country right now with the World Cup coming and the APSL taking off. You feel like you're on the forefront, and at times you wish that it was already here and that you could be reaping the benefits, but it's nice to be, at the start of it all.
High above the soccer field in the press box is where Scott French files the majority of his stories, covering all aspects of the sport he loves so much. But in reality, this successful sports journalist would prefer to be right here alongside the field, with the best view possible for a soccer match. Soon after the game, Scott gets his chance, seeking out the game's leading players for his paper's post-game comments.
The earlier question, you guys played real nice possession game, particularly in the first half, but nothing come out of it.
Yeah, I mean, the first half we knocked the ball around fairly well.
You guys seem to be able to keep them from pushing through, at least in the first half.
Yeah, we've been working on pushing the ball in the midfield a lot of practice, moving tactically and working on it.
Scott French's work has impressed a lot of people within the soccer world, including U.S. national team press officer Dean Linke. What is unique about Scott French?
I think without question it's passion. I mean, here's a guy who, a lot of reporters, you get him and it's a job for them, but he has a deep passion about soccer, and as the PR guy for soccer, you kind of wish everybody could be like Scott, that passion, because he's really dedicated to the sport, and not just to his job, but to getting the word out about the sport, about our team, the LA Salsa, about soccer in general, the ethnic leagues. He's always looking for a way to reach out to the community and tell them what's going on in soccer, which of course is the world's greatest sport.
I spend probably a good 20 hours that I'm not paid for a week covering soccer. I think that's, you got to have a lot of love for the sport to do that. But, I want to stay on top of everything that's happening all over the world. It's an impossible task, but, the Americans don't realize how big this sport is and how, the coverage that we get daily on baseball, it's 10 times that on soccer everywhere else in the world. And if I can just get the flavor of the sport, the details as well, but mostly the flavor across, I think it can help bring other people into the sport. It's a great sport, and I think that Americans are going to discover that very soon.
Throughout his childhood, French followed soccer with great interest, and he couldn't be happier now, covering the sport that he admires more than any other.
I grew up playing it. When I was 9 years old, got into AYSO, kept playing, and I'm the soccer player who became a journalist. So when the opportunity to cover soccer was there, I left for it.
With World Cup '94 fast approaching, Scott French's dedication to soccer is beginning to pay off. Soon he'll be alongside the world's top journalists, covering the world's top sport, a sport Scott French considers his number one. In Southern California, this is David Bolton reporting for This Week in Pro Soccer.
We're going to take our final break, and when we return, we'll have our Goal of the Week and our Player of the Week. We'll show it to you right after this. Don't go away.
Even if a compact camcorder has macro autofocus, power zoom, shoots in low light, and is easy to use, just make sure its cassettes play on your VHS VCR at home. JVC's compact cassettes play on any VHS VCR.
Some kids needed a playground, and they were gonna get it.
helping out means washing up, you can work up a hunger for a Snickers bar. Packed with fresh roasted peanuts, thick milk chocolate, and caramel, Snickers satisfies the hunger inside you. It's a beautiful day.
Right, Charlie?
Adidas is out to change soccer in America.
Even if a compact camcorder has macro autofocus, power zoom, shoots in low light, and is easy to use, just make sure its cassettes play on your VHS VCR at home. JVC's compact cassettes play on any VHS VCR.
Welcome back to This Week in Pro Soccer featuring the APSL, and it's time for our Goal of the Week. We go back to South Florida and the Fort Lauderdale-Montreal matchup where the Impact's Lloyd Barker scored the game-winning goal against the Strikers, giving Montreal the 2-1 victory. On the run-up the right side, uncontested, Barker beats striker goalkeeper Chris Antonopoulos with a low shot to the far corner, and our Goal of the Week. It turned out to be a big weekend for the forward from Montreal, as Lloyd Barker is also named APSL Player of the Week. Barker led the Impact with a 3-point performance during Montreal's swing through South Florida this past weekend. Barker scored the game-winning goal against the Strikers. He also pocketed an assist the previous night against Tampa Bay to earn this week's APSL Player of the Week award. It'll be a busy week around the APSL with several key matchups, including Friday's battle between Colorado and Vancouver. The APSL's two teams currently tied for first place. Then on Saturday, Tampa Bay begins a Western road trip at the LA Salsa. Remember, just 1 point separates these two squads entering their 8 o'clock showdown at Cal State Fullerton. Sunday, a pair of matches. Fort Lauderdale travels to Montreal to face the Impact in a rematch of this past weekend's clash in South Florida. Also Sunday, the Colorado Foxes, having returned from Vancouver, host the Tampa Bay Rowdies, while the week's final APSL contest happens Monday in Toronto between the Blizzard and the Fort Lauderdale Strikers. That's going to do it for this edition of This Week in Pro Soccer featuring the APSL. Be sure and join us next week. We'll have another exciting week of action from the APSL. We'll also have a report on the national teams, both the U.S. and Canada, including an update on the Copa America. Now for producer David Bolton and our entire This Week in Pro Soccer staff, I'm Jeff Witcher from Southern California. Until next week, good night, everybody.
Mark the date. Mark the site. Only the strong survive. Former heavyweight champion of the world, Evander Holyfield, takes on the hard-hitting Alex Stewart. The remarkable return and comeback of Vinny Pazienza. In the way, former champion Lloyd Hunnigan. Evander Holyfield, he has a score to settle with the heavyweight contenders as he looks to recapture his world championship. Alex Stewart has visions of his own, that of a world championship. All 32 of his career wins have been by way of knockout. The remarkable story of the Tasmanian Devil, former two-time champion Vinny Pazienza. Pazienza has spent his entire career defying the odds. Standing in Pazienza's way, Lloyd Hunnigan, the battle-tested veteran, a two-time world champion, in what might be his final run at another world title. Hunnigan will do anything to recapture past glory. Welcome to Sports Channel America's preview of Only the Strong Survive. Hi, I'm Bob Papa. Evander Holyfield against Alex Stewart, Vinny Pazienza against Lloyd Hunnigan, and John Molina, the IBF Junior Lightweight Champion of the World, puts his title on the line against Manuel Medina. For the next half hour, we'll take a look at this pay-per-view event on June 26th in Atlantic City. Evander Holyfield, 28-1 with 22 career knockouts, the former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Alex Stewart, 32 career victories, 32 knockouts. These two have fought before. These two realize this could be a final shot at a chance at a world championship. Let's take a closer look at Holyfield and Stewart. Evander Holyfield, the former heavyweight champion of the world, expects his second run at the title to go as well as his first. Back in 1986, Holyfield won junior heavyweight and cruiserweight crowns. Several years later, he was on his way to the heavyweight ranks, and he passed each test with flying colors. Holyfield showed quite a bit of power as a heavyweight, taking opponents out easily. Eventually, Holyfield would receive his shot at the undisputed heavyweight championship, winning in impressive fashion. As champion, Holyfield made 3 successful title defenses. He was truly a warrior from start to finish. Alex Stewart goes by the name of the Destroyer. The 28-year-old London native has captured all 32 of his professional victories with knockouts. His professional career began in 1986, and Stewart has kept the pressure on ever since. Whenever Alex Stewart steps into the ring, there is action. 28 of his 32 knockouts have come in the first 3 rounds. Whether by knockout or by decision, Alex Stewart wants one thing and one thing only. The Destroyer wants to be the heavyweight champion of the world.
It's a tough fight. The last fight was a tough fight. This one will be even tougher because I think Evander will have gone back a little and through the long layoff maybe lacking in some confidence. I think Stewart is boxing a little better now than when they fought before, and I think this one will be tougher than the last one, but I think Holyfield will win again.
Evander Holyfield wants his title back. First, Holyfield has to beat the Destroyer, Alex Stewart. Vinny Pazienza broke his neck. They said he would never fight again. Has beat the broken neck. Can he survive? 2-time world champion Lloyd Hunnigan, June 26th, live from Atlantic City. Only the strong survive.
For centuries, men have been drawn to boxing for its science, strategy, and grace. Of course, there's also something to be said for the thrill of rearranging some poor chump's face. Holyfield Boxing from Sega.
Evander Holyfield, Alex Stewart, Vinny Pazienza, Lloyd Hunnigan. Only the strong survive. June 26th, live from Atlantic City.
The future of sports television is about to dramatically change. A revolution is going to take place, and a new voice will be heard. That new voice is News Sport, an alternative 24-hour sports news and information service. News Sport delivers more than just scores and highlights. News Sport takes you to the games. It goes behind the scenes and gives you the chance to speak out. News Sport, your alternative source, is coming this fall to cable TV.
It's Grammy Award-winning comic Steve Martin in a hilarious classic concert performance guaranteed to crack you up.
Hey, mind if I smoke? Oh, I say, no, do you mind if I fart?
Recorded live in Los Angeles at the Universal Amphitheater, Steve Martin performs with the lovable lunacy that launched him into stardom.
Whoa! I'm a rambling guy.
Tune in to all your favorite Steve Martin sketches. Happy Feet.
Oh, no, I'm getting happy feet. Whoa!
King Tut. The Wild and Crazy Guy. And as a special bonus, you'll get the hysterically funny short film, The Absent-Minded Waiter, starring Steve Martin, Terry Garr, and Buck Henry.
Water. And glasses.
You'll receive all of your Steve Martin favorites together for the first time on one tape. This is a comedy treasure you can't miss. Call now.
Well, excuse me!
Call toll-free 1-800-824-9339. That's 1-800-824-9339. Or send check on money order for $19.95 plus $4.50 shipping to Steve Martin, 100 Fusion Way, Country Club Hills, Illinois, 60478.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the second time around for Evander Holyfield and Alex Stewart. Back in